Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, everyone. It's Do You Expect to Talk Christmas commentary time. A bit later. We don't normally put these out a day or so before the big day, but
Except when we put it out on the 3rd of February, when we did
yeah,
that year. But yeah,
usually, yeah. But to be fair, we kind of we went Groundhog Day with that one, so it
yeah,
was kind of not Christmas, but
didn't
you know,
really matter.
yeah,
This
but
is going to still be within the holiday period, but obviously we're recording a couple of days after Christmas Day.
yeah, yeah. We the decision was made to cover this film, so.
Well, we had to do our victory tour for the Thunderball
Oh
commentary
yes,
first, didn't we?
yes, yeah. It
Open
was just,
top bus is difficult to get at Christmas,
it's just down to scheduling, but yeah. But at least we're like before the new year. I think we should be able
and
to
we
have
only
this.
recorded like a week ago, which is
Yeah,
like, yeah. Chris, it was your choice this year, wasn't it?
it was. Yeah. So I think this one's been doing the round. I think been rounds for conversation of like whether to do Christmas commentaries.
Hmm.
It's been like, oh, we could always do this one. It's been like, yeah, we'll do that. And this year it just happened to be a quick. Should we do this one? And it was like, yeah. And it's our first Chevy Chase film, um, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I think is a classic for most people. I didn't really hear about it till maybe late 90s, I want to say, like maybe 2000 time. Um, but it was on like ITV like one day. That's so I didn't hear about it till then, but I don't know about everyone else whether it was like it's always been doing the
Yeah.
rounds.
Well, I would say I remember it coming out, and I can only remember my own reaction at the time because I loved Vacation, which was a 1983 film. At the time, I don't know how good it would look now, but I loved European Vacation. Thought it was really funny for the most part. As I say, don't think either of them are dated well. I watched them both a few years ago, and I think if you'd have asked me as a kid, European Vacation was my favorite. As an adult, I think Vacation is the best one. Now, this came out, and it was about, I don't know when in the year Vacation came out, but I think it was 85. And this is, of course, Christmas 89. So you're looking at anything up to like a 4.5 year gap, and maybe even slightly longer. I don't know when in the year Christmas European came out here anyway. And there was just suddenly, I don't recall any great appetite for it because 4 years was so long at that point. And of course, because they changed the kids every time, which you have to do, it all felt a bit weird and distant and almost rebooty. And then I saw a couple of clips from it or trailer, and it didn't look that funny. So I didn't see it for a few years afterwards. When I did see it, I would guess, I wouldn't be far wrong. I probably saw it around network premiere time. And knowing how that worked back then, that would have been about 93, maybe 94.
Yeah, it was about 3 years. It was 3 years, wasn't it? Was that classic?
Back to the Future came out summer, not Back to the Future 3 came out summer 89, and I remember it being the Christmas Day film in 93. So it was like
Mm.
3.5 to 4.5 years, right? So it came out then and I saw it. And I remember at the time, I've seen it since and had a slightly different reaction to it. But I just remember being really, really disappointed by it. But there were three bits. One bit I found quite heartwarming. One bit I found quite funny but predictable. And another bit I laughed my ass off at. And it'll be quite clear when we get there which bit it is because it took me by surprise and it was quite inventive as an idea. But it's always been my least favorite of the first three. You can't really count Vegas Vacation because that's so many years later and a bit. I don't think it was direct to video, but it just felt a bit after the Lord's Mayor parade. And then you had like the Uncle Eddie one or whatever. Maybe that was it. I can't remember. But this was like the weakest of the three. But it's dated so well because it's a Christmas film, so it comes out in regular rotation in a way that the first two don't.
It's probably got the biggest, like it's probably got the most people in it as well. Like the kids are quite well like what they're both names. You got like Juliette Lewis and
And Johnny Galecki.
yeah.
So Juliette Lewis listeners should be pretty obvious. I would imagine most of you being cineasts know who she is, but from Dusk Till Dawn, Natural Born Killers, Cape Fear, and Johnny Galecki was Leonard in The Big Bang Theory, and before that he was David in Roseanne when he was a
Mm,
teenage actor.
yeah. And you have Diane Ladd.
Yeah.
I forget who the other names are, but you obviously you got well-established names. You got who is it? I should probably get IMDb up really, but for this,
Well, yeah.
but
Well, you have Randy Quaid obviously comes back.
yeah,
Obviously, it's the family. The other name that's worth mentioning, Diane Ladd, I always quite liked. For a while, I got her mixed up just as a name with Cheryl Ladd. Cheryl Ladd. So
mm.
when I saw it, I always assumed direct-to-TV crap because I always said that's almost like an insult to a film. Because when Erin Brockovich came out, I said to my mum, "It's just a TV film with big stars in it." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "If that was made for TV, it would be Cheryl Ladd." Um, but you've got
Elaine from
also the
Seinfeld.
yeah, Mae Questel is in this. She was Aunt Bethany in the film. She was the voice of Betty Boop and Olive Oil.
How about that? Fun fact.
There you go. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in it, and a few others. Some of them I don't quite remember. Some of them I'll remember as I see, and so on.
You've got the mother-in-law in this is also the mother-in-law in Everyone Loves Raymond. I forget her
Doris
name.
Rob Doris Roberts.
Yeah,
I must admit, never watched it, but I do recognise her.
Yeah, looking at her now. Yeah, I was like, where do I know that from? Ah, that's where
Although
I
I
know her
always
from.
watch Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix, the guy who produced the show, but I never saw the show.
mm.
But
Oh,
yeah. Um, So yeah, I don't I just remember it being really jarring to see Rusty be so different. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, yeah, she's like the neighbor.
yeah,
Um
Seinfeld.
anyway, we'll talk about it as we go. This is only about a 95, 97 minute film, whichever it is.
Nice and
So
short for
let's
you
get it
folks.
let's get into it.
Nice and quick.
Yeah. Written by John Hughes as well. He's
Yeah.
Lee
got
John
a
Hughes.
Lee
yeah.
John Hughes,
I
yeah.
think he wrote all
He wrote the
the
he wrote the first three,
yeah.
or it's based on
Yeah,
his
Planes, Trains,
material
which he's
anyway.
done before. Um, Breakfast Club, Uncle Buck, things like that.
Yeah. He got worse as his career went on, though, as a writer, and he got quite schmaltzy as he got late into his
Yeah.
career.
Mm.
I mean, he still died far, far too young, and his career was amazing, but there was definitely a downward trajectory that when you get to sort of 91-ish, and he's throwing out, I don't know, Curly Sue or Problem Child or whichever one he was involved with, it was becoming more infantilized and a bit schmaltzy, and but he was an outstanding writer when he was younger.
Any sort of those teen comedies, sort of 16 Candles, Breakfast Club,
Yeah,
etc., etc. Pretty in
yeah,
Pink. I mean,
yeah.
by today's standards, in terms of the sexual politics, but it's very much of their day. But they're still, sort of like 80s, 90s teen classics for sure.
Yeah,
Didn't he
planes,
also
trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, we covered
didn't
that before.
he also write Home Alone, or am I getting
I think he did.
Oh, yeah, that
I'm
sounds
now.
might
Yes,
ring a
he
bell.
did. He wrote it. Yes, he did. It was Chris Columbus who directed it, but he wrote it.
yeah.
So I need to say we had a different director this time around as well. So I wonder we can get into that story there.
He wrote
Oh,
Beethoven as well. I did not know that.
Beethoven. Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah, because I think yeah, Curly Sue was the last thing he directed, but
Yeah,
he still wrote or like had a
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, he still wrote stuff.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
So
that
director
was
of this is Jeremiah Chechnik, or Chechik. He was. It's not that bad. He didn't do that many films. Benny and June was not bad. Diabolique, it wasn't too bad, but he did do the
Diabolique
1998
was
event.
diabolical.
He did. He did the. I can't remember too much about it, to be honest with you. But he
That's a
did.
tenuous Hitchcock connection.
But
That he directed
he
that. It
did the
was awful.
Avengers. He did the Ray Fiennes the
Oh
Avengers
Christ, that
film,
was terrible. That was
and then he
diabolical.
was back on TV. Whereas the first two, if you go and look at who directed the first two, the first one's Harold Ramis, and the
Hmm.
second one's Amy Heckerling. And when you see the other films they made,
Amy Heckling, really?
yeah, she
I
did
never knew
like
that.
she did what's the one with
Clueless.
that's
I
the one.
didn't know that. That's amazing. So, listeners, I'm the complete newbie here, despite my passion for all things America and comedy, that sort of thing. I don't think I've ever seen the Griswolds. I've never seen National Lampoon. This is probably going to be my first one.
oh
So
really?
I'm learning. I know it's amazing. I don't know how this has happened. And considering I'm a big fan of SNL as well, go Saturday Night Live.
Well,
But
it's
yeah,
a shift in
this will be my
timeline
first
every
one.
time.
So
You've got I mean, Vacation. The kids were played by can't remember the girl's name, but I can picture her. The boy was Anthony Michael Hall. In the second one, they aged. It was weird. The second one, they aged Rusty up a little bit, but the girl looked younger. It was a girl who had some sort of kidney disorder in real life and
Roy Jean
died
Levy,
quite young.
John Candy.
Um, Yeah, Eugene Levy's in the first one. Yeah,
Jane
definitely.
Krakowski,
Mm.
lots of lots of famous faces.
So to cut a long story short, they have two kids. They have a pretty decent marriage in its way, but even though he never gets anywhere with women,
Whenever they go on
Clark
holiday anywhere, it's a
Clark
disaster.
has a bit of a roving eye. Like he gets a bit of an obsession with Christy Brinkley in the first one.
Oh
But
God.
they're just traveling across country from Chicago to the West Coast in the first one to go to like a loose copy of like Disneyland or something. It was Wally World. And
Oh, Wally World, yeah.
everything goes wrong on the way. The second one, they appear on a game show called Pig in a Poke, and they win an ex all expenses trip to Europe, which
Ah, hence the
involves
second
the
film,
UK, France, Germany. I can't remember what else now. I remember the German one because it was
Probably
a beer
Italy.
festival and there were boobs.
probably.
But I remember Big
Oh,
Ben,
Mel Smith.
Parliament. And yeah, and there's a few
Yeah,
comedy
Mel
things.
Smith's in the second one, so that kind of sounds about right.
Mel Smith, Eric Idle, Robbie Coltrane, I think.
Everybody. So yeah,
Yeah.
everybody who was big at that
And so
time.
this is the third one. It's a few years later. The kids have been recast again. Once again, we're back to sort of Rusty and what's the daughter called? Being older or feeling older because
Yeah.
Juliette Lewis is only a year and a
Audrey,
half away from Audrey, that's it. She's only a year and a half away from Cape Fear at this point, and Johnny Galecki is like early teens, it feels like.
he still looks the same. I mean, obviously he's like in his what,
Hmm.
50s, 40s, 50s, but
I suspect he is
they
50.
still,
He would have been
yeah.
born 74, 75, I'm guessing, without
He's one of those
looking.
actors who always looks quite youthful.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, so
before he
this is
started
my
in
first one.
Roseanne
I'm
as well.
sure I'll be sure to catch up the second two
But that's the
and go from there.
background.
Mm.
He's got a bit of a nuts older brother, which is quite appropriate given it's played by Randy.
It's his
He's played by
stepbrother.
Randy Quaid.
It's his stepbrother. So it's like his wife is the sister of
Yeah,
the wife who is
right.
married to Russell.
And they're rednecks, real rednecks.
Oh God.
So anyway, count us in, Chris.
Okay, I'll count you in. So everyone ready? On one,
Yep.
Yep,
two,
yep.
three, and play. So yeah, so this one I think is kind of similar to the first film in regards to because the first film, Clark just really wants a really good like vacation like to Wally World.
And
Like
everything's going wrong, and eventually
yeah.
he loses it, doesn't he?
This, even though it's not like a road trip, I think this was like the first one that's not like a road trip thing, but the sensibility of like of rather than like a vacation to Wally World, he's like he just really wants like the perfect Christmas, a perfect Christmas, perfect family Christmas, everyone round, everything going well. Obviously, it doesn't, but yeah.
My first memory of it, and again, I may be proved wrong now because I've not seen it for a few years, but it felt a bit more family friendly than the first two. The first one had a little bit more cartoony violence in it, and like a dog gets hurt in it. Not in a gruesome way, Becca. You would know what I mean if you saw it, but there are elements, and he's chasing other women. The second one has toplessness in it at one point. This felt a bit more trying to make an enduring family Christmas classic.
Yeah, it's a bit more like Looney Tunes, isn't it? The
Yeah, absolutely. I don't remember anything in it that's particularly R-rated. I might be proven wrong now.
there probably is something that's a bit R-rated, but nothing like no, it's nothing overtly. I think
But in the first two, they felt like they were for like teenagers, young adults, and it was for adults and
mm,
teenagers to try and watch it. You know what I mean?
mm,
But yeah, the Holiday Road theme runs through the whole series. This is slightly different, obviously, but there are
mm.
similarities in themes. Clark and Beverly and Beverly D'Angelo's they're very much unchanged. Ellen, that is, sorry. Um, they're kind of very similar in all the films. Beverly D'Angelo was only about 33, 34 in the first one, and she was kind of like
How was he meant to be?
she's playing Mumsy, but she's actually, I think he's about 4 or 5 years older than her. It's not a lot. I think he's about 80 now, or coming up that way. And but do you remember when they go to Europe and he films her in the shower and he gets nicked and releases the red hot wife in Italy or something?
Oh God.
She was very attractive. She had children with Al Pacino, Beverly D'Angelo. And I'm surprised she didn't become a slightly bigger star. And it may well be because they were casting her in mum roles in her early 30s. But she is
Yeah, maybe
objectively
she
a
got a
very
bit
attractive woman.
typecast perhaps in her career.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to play a Linda Fiorentino Last Seduction type role after you've been mum in a
After you've
Chevy
been
Chase
mum,
film.
no. After you've been
Yeah,
mum, probably not.
Yeah, I will say while we're on Beverly D'Angelo, I think she does a in this particular film, she does a sterling good job of like the wife just holding everything together,
yeah,
like
yeah.
almost like the voice of the audience because Clark
Clark
can
loses it in all these films because
yeah.
obviously things go wrong. The first one, I think, a spoiler alert, Becca, I'm sorry, but they get to Wally
No,
World and it's
that's a
closed
spoiler
or
away. These
something.
films are like
He,
40
he,
odd years
he,
old,
he
so don't
goes he
worry.
goes to like a sporting goods shop and buys like a BB gun or something, poses with it as a real gun and makes the guy open the park and take him on all the rides and all the rest of it.
That's
In the
amazing.
second one, things are going wrong everywhere they go. Like in London, they keep running over Eric Idle. They get onto the roundabout where Big Ben and Parliament are. I don't even know if there's a roundabout there now. I can't remember where. I can't remember what.
Uh,
I can't
oh,
remember the. I can't remember the orientation of the shot.
not right
I
outside.
was.
It's probably a bike. It's probably a bike lane now.
It probably is a bike lane now,
My
yeah.
point is, he gets on this roundabout. They don't really have a lot of roundabouts in a lot of America, and he can't get off it. So he goes around the first time and he's like, "Hey kids, Big Ben, Parliament." And then he goes around again and he says he's sort of a bit more exasperated, but half jokingly says it again. And then it cuts to night and he's still stuck on this roundabout. Everyone's asleep and he's Big Ben, Parliament. Everything goes a little bit wrong.
About to comment. So I always found the character Clark a little bit tonally confused. Because on one hand, he's kind of like this sweet, well-natured like father, just like who just wants everything to go well, but obviously it just doesn't happen for him, and maybe gets frustrated by it. But then there's also a level of craziness, and a little, and also with a little bit of eye wandering eyes as well that just like just doesn't seem to kind of vibe. Like here, he's like goes all like he goes crazy straight away just because of
Yeah,
like
he's very petulant. He's family obsessed, but he's also got a bit of a wandering eye. That's a sort of bored middle-aged man
mm,
angle to it. And yeah, he loses control. And the other thing is, he's got a touch of snobbery about him, and this comes into play with this film. It's all one-upmanship with the neighbours. In the first film, he drives through like a bad neighborhood, and he's telling everyone, "Oh, this is for scum. These aren't people like us." And he gets talking to some black fella who goes, "Yeah, I'm from Chicago," and he lives around the corner from him or something. He's a bit of a social climber as well. But you're right to say tonally confused. And Chevy Chase is really good casting because what we know of him personally now, he can be likable and fucking hateable at the same time.
yeah, I mean he is like for the things he does it like he's perfect for it
Yeah, he is.
because he has this kind of like really sort of like underlying madness, want this kind of like sort of calm, straight
Yeah,
talking like
yeah.
so when he like loses his shit later on, it sells really well.
And it's a bit Faulty Towers like. You watch
Mm,
any episode of Faulty Towers, he starts off snobby and superior
mm,
and everything else, and just slowly builds and builds and builds till he completely loses it one way or
mm.
another.
Yeah, it does seem to be sort of a bit of a Basil Fawlty type character.
It's got a little bit of that to it, just a bit. He's he's by and large a more sympathetic character though.
I will comment, which while we're on it, that there's a stunt there, and that was actually done for real. Which
Wow, really?
so you don't really think about it particularly for like maybe for action movies, but for comedies tends to sort of just get like you don't really think about it, do you? But when you actually see these
No,
things,
I suppose it's one of those. It's like horror. I suppose it's one of those genres where like you can. There's a lot more scope to do stuff in camera. I mean, you don't need so much like special
yeah.
effects that sort of thing. They probably don't have the as big budget and that as
So
you would do for an action film.
so there was a stunt driver who actually sort of went under a truck and matched the speed while the truck
Oh my
was going.
God!
Yeah, so it was just like
Well, you
that's
can't
Holy
do
heck!
it CG, can you? The
yeah,
only other way I could think to do it would be some kind of
rig or something like where
Yeah, be a
radio
rig.
controlled
Yeah.
miniatures or something.
yeah,
Yes, I suppose it's quite rare for something like that in a comedy film. Like you can imagine, obviously, the Fast X series doing it now,
Yeah.
or that sort of thing. But yeah, oh my God.
but yeah, just appreciation for the stuff. But anyway, say don't sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. So they found this tree, and I remember this being a point that he's gone all this way, risked their lives, and they've got nothing to cut the tree down with. They haven't brought anything. Yeah, it's funny. The first two films, if you look at the first film, Audrey's a bit tight, low-key rebellious. I'm pretty sure she smokes and drinks at one point in it.
Typical teenage daughter.
In the second film, she's that girl who had medical issues anyway, so she's like more insecure. And Rusty's the one who's a bit older with a desperate, wandering eye.
Taken after his dad.
This film, I don't really remember.
I think yeah, I think they're kind of equally matched. I think they're just a bit like obviously Rusty's younger, but they're both kind of like yeah, they were just siblings kind of
Mm.
in this together kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sort of stuck together, can't really help
Yeah.
it.
So I do remember a lot. The first time I saw it, let's see how we do today. But a lot of the jokes in this kind of fell a bit flat.
Uh,
That there is nowhere near as funny as I think they thought it was going to land. That they've had to uproot the tree because it only adds a bit at the base at the back of the car. It's not
Mm.
that. It's not that materially funny. Yeah, in the first film, if you mentioned Eugene Levy, he hires or sells, I think it's hires Clark a car to go across to Wally World. That's where you see him in the first one.
oh, okay.
And there's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. This is literally the year Seinfeld started. So this is like
I was gonna say, yeah, it's that kind of ilk, isn't it?
this is season one Elaine Baines. Yeah.
There we go, good old Elaine from Seinfeld.
Mm.
That's pretty much all I know her from.
They're playing like a proper yuppie couple here who I don't know. He kind of like on board with Clark, but it's kind of an odd because they instantly hate each other. And it's a bit of a. He says like, "I'll bend over, I'll show you."
Yeah.
I was like, "I wasn't talking to you." It's like,
Yeah.
what does he mean by that?
I don't know.
So have the Griswolds ever been ripe for a reboot, remake? I don't know.
It has been.
Okay.
There was a continuation film with, I'm going to get the cast wrong, but I got a feeling it was Andy from The Office. What's the actor called?
Oh, that guy.
Andy from
Oh,
The
okay.
American Office.
Is it Ed Helms?
It's Ed
Ed
Helms. I
Helms,
couldn't think
yeah.
of, and I got a feeling, wasn't it the one
He
who's
played
retired
Rusty.
with MS now?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of a sequel and reboot in one because it's the next generation.
because is it Christina Applegate
I
who
think it's
played?
the one. Yeah, she's just retired, hasn't she, because of MS? But yeah, it was Christina Applegate, and I can't remember when it was, 7 or 8 years ago. I'm gonna have a look
Hmm.
now. I never saw it though. I don't know if it was any good.
I think it was all right. It was reasonable. Um, I, I, I think I had some funny. I mean, I haven't seen it in since
Vacation
it
was
came out.
2015. Ed Helms, Christina
Ah,
Applegate,
check it out.
Leslie Mann, who's obviously the wife of what's the gold filmmaker called? This is 40 and all the rest of it.
Mm.
Her husband's the
Oh,
director of
that
it.
one. Yep.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth and Chevy Chase. So Chevy Chase has a bit of a cameo in it. So it's the next generation
Chris
going on
Hemsworth.
holiday.
Okay.
It's two kids exactly the same. Um,
They go to Wally World because it's like, oh, I remember like the
Wild
time.
World.
Yeah,
Never saw it. It actually, I'm just reading a bit of a synopsis of it now, and actually, the beats of it sound like that if they did it right, it would be funny.
Hmm.
Like finding out his wife really put it about and stuff like that before he knew her. Um, beautiful woman driving a Ferrari. That's the same. That's the same joke from the first film. But yeah, Sparky. Yeah, she always called him Sparky. That's true across the three films.
Yeah. Leslie Mann plays the sister. That's it.
Right,
So
right.
yes, yeah. So Leslie Mann plays Audrey, and Chris Evans played like his Audrey's husband.
Oh yeah, well that would make sense given the ages of everyone involved. Yeah, early 70s. Yeah, because they were early teens in the first one. But yeah, she's married to Judd Apatow. That was the name I was trying to think of.
Ah,
And she was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin as the woman that vomited all over him. And
Oh
then
God.
she was not Paul Reiser, Ant-Man's wife
Paul Rudd.
in yeah, in Knocked Up, and then they did the
Oh
sequel.
yes. Oh
This
my
is
God, I forgot about
40.
that film.
That's
That
her.
was a bit dodgy.
Mhm.
Guys, I think I'm a little bit ahead of you. Sorry about that.
No,
That's all right.
he's talking to Chandler's boss from Friends now.
I wonder where I recognise him from. I was like, where do I know that man
I don't
from?
know if he's going to give him a smack on the bum, like
It's not his boss in here. It's like his colleague, but yeah.
Yeah,
colleague.
Janan Lebong. Yeah, shopping for Christmas presents. So I think I'm a bit ahead of you guys, but never mind. Um, I'm renting it on the Prime trial. I'm renting it on there because I don't own
So
it.
no, sorry. So
Other streaming sites are available.
so Clark just put down a Taz mug, which the lady plays uh is it what was it? Is it cousin?
What in this film?
Yeah, the wife. Yeah, the basically the wife.
Beverly D'Angelo,
No,
Ellen.
no, no, no. Her sister.
Oh, her sister in
Yeah,
this.
yeah. She
The,
does lots of animated voices. She did
Oh,
the
she's the voice of Taz, is she?
voice of Taz's
Oh.
mum.
her cousin. Do you mean her
Oh.
cousin Miriam Flynn, or is it her sister? Miriam Flynn's a voice actor. Yeah.
I think yeah, Miriam Film, yeah.
Mm.
Cousin
Catherine
Catherine, here we go.
Johnson. Yeah.
So
But I know
That is Bill Murray's brother who plays the boss,
it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course it is.
who's in
Brian
Groundhog Day.
Doyle Murray. Yeah.
There we go. There's a connection.
It's funny if you hover over his Wikipedia picture now, he does look like an aged up Bill
Mm.
Murray, whereas he never did. I never thought they'd look that alike. But if you hover over him now, it looks like Bill Murray aged by AI. You know,
But
you'll
It
sometimes
does,
see it
yeah, it
on
does look a bit like
Facebook,
that, doesn't it?
and they'll show you like Brosnan and his wife in 1994, and then they'll show them now, and Brosnan looks about 95 because they've done something stupid with AI on it.
Oh, also in the Land Before Time. Remember those?
Yeah, I remember those. There's a lot of this in it, like looking down women's tops and shit like that.
Just look away, look away.
She's
What
familiar
else
to
has she
me.
done? Emperor's New Groove. That's interesting. Alvin and the
Nicolette,
Chipmunks. Batman and Beyond.
Nicolette's. Hang on, I need to look this
Scorsese,
actress up. Nicolette
Yes, Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Yeah,
no relation to.
no relation,
No, I didn't think she was, but I've seen her in
but you
something.
never know.
Yes, Christmas Vacation. She's
She appeared in
Oh
NYPD
yeah.
Blue. She appeared in NYPD Blue, which I've seen all of, so it could even be that. And she is the daughter of Martin Scorsese.
oh, is she? I thought it was no
Well,
relation.
unless it's a massive coincidence, because he's got a daughter called Nicolette Scorsese. Hang on, let me just
Oh,
check up, see
he's got
what.
another daughter.
To be honest, though, no, hang on, that can't be right. She'd be about 70 now. That wouldn't work. She was born in 1954. I doubt he's got kids that age, but he does have a kid called Nicolette.
So,
Uh,
so apparently she was in Boxing Helena.
oh God, the film that bankrupted Kim Basinger.
Oh no.
Did you remember this? Do you remember it from the time?
No, I only know what.
Kim Basinger pulled out of it. She had some she signed up to it. Then sort of as they got into it and she realized the nature of it, she pulled out and she was
According
sued
to
for
People
six.
magazine, Scorsese has three daughters: Kathy, Dominica, and Francesca, who's his
Oh,
youngest,
okay.
obviously.
So
So
that somebody's made a
quite late
mistake
in
with
his
that.
days.
Yeah, so Husband Extreme, Boxing Helena, yeah. And then she had a brief appearance in the short comedy The Waiter, and that was her last role. So where did she appear? She must have been in the first series of NYPD Blue, which is the one I've seen most. So that could be it. She's definitely familiar to me. And whilst Clark's looking at tits, legs, and lingerie,
Yeah, I don't think that they're no relation. So why have you got a different director this time around? Is there a story there, or
I don't know. It's 4.5 years later. That's all I can think. They went to bring it back and just offered it to somebody different.
and
Yeah,
Promise was like no?
But if you look at their filmographies, you can see in the rest of the stuff they did why the first two were hired, less so this person.
Yeah, yeah, I just wondered if it was just like scheduling, or if there was some money issues, or there was something going on, some contractual obligation.
I think this
Yeah.
is like a newer director, so it probably yeah.
Yeah, a bit of fresh, inject fresh blood into it,
Mm.
I wouldn't have been, I
or
couldn't
not.
have seen it's 6 years later. I can't see Harold Ramis going back to this.
No,
He didn't do a lot of more of the same for anything, did he? Um,
no, he hopped around quite a bit.
I
I know, yeah,
I think I think with these it tends to be either the same director sticks around and does all of them, or
A different director each time.
yeah, yeah.
what this lacks a bit, and I'll work it out as we go along whether I think it's a problem. But obviously, in the first one, you've got a tiny bit of setup, and then they're on the road one way or
Mm.
another. Like they win that game show in the second one, and then the next thing they're on a flight. The first one, you got a bit of shenanigans getting the car and all the rest of it, but then they're on the road. And this one takes a little bit longer to get going.
Yeah, I think this is when it majorly kicks off.
Yeah,
Um, I think it handles like all the in-laws are like arriving as well, like just how chaotic it is having like everyone having guests
yeah.
around and around this sort of time.
Well, certainly in the winter where
Yeah.
sitting in the garden's not an option, it's the different sizes of houses as well. Like
Mm.
you couldn't get that many people in my house, about three and I'm full. But
I mean, they do
yeah,
seem to be around quite early. I mean, you'd think they'd be like there for Christmas Eve or the day before, wouldn't you? But
night before, morning of, whatever.
yeah,
Maybe night before because you might want a drink or whatever. Don't want everyone turning up in cars. But yeah, yeah, it's obvious because he's wearing a Bears hat. But yeah, they are from Chicago. It's referenced in the first film.
How about them Bears? Yeah, he wears a Bears
See
cap
the
most of the
Bears
time.
game.
How about them Bears?
Hell of a game. So yeah, he's trying to compete with the neighbors on lights, and that does have a payoff a little bit later.
It's meant to be sort of like the iconic scene of this film, isn't it? Apparently, he sort of does that gag where he sort of looks at his wrist and there's like no watch or something like that.
I don't know if I've remembered this correctly, but there's a joke later on about a slippery substance he's created. And
Right.
I don't remember. No, it's nothing crude, actually. It is funny, as I recall. But I don't remember if he invented it or someone else did.
Oh.
And it's just got me thinking. I don't remember Clark being an inventor in these films, or have I misremembered it? I don't
I would
know.
say, was he some kind of inventor?
no, I don't know what you mean.
He has. Well, there will be a joke later where he's used a custom oil he invented.
Right.
And I don't, and it makes it sound like, is he an inventor? I think with
Uh
all of these types of film, where they have that type of home, or the one in Home Alone, or the one in like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, husband normally works in a comfortable but a little bit emasculating white collar job,
So going through the trivia on IMDb, I managed to unearth the story of why Jeremiah Chechik made this film. Apparently, Chris
right?
Columbus was hired to direct, but obviously he couldn't
Was he
work. He couldn't work
with Chevy Chase?
with Chevy Chase because he was such an ass. And then obviously he went on to make a far more successful film. So blah 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 blah. Chechik was brought in to replace him. John Hughes was briefly considered to direct the film himself, but he was still busy working on Uncle Buck, so couldn't do it. And so that's why Chechik was brought
Right.
in to direct this film. Sorry, I just thought
Okay.
that was really interesting.
No, I do too because I didn't
You
really
sort
know
of
why,
wonder. I
but
mean, yeah, as we were saying earlier, like some directors kind of like they'll do all the ones in a series. Chris Columbus obviously would go on and direct one of the Harry Potter films early on, I think.
his
Obviously,
reputation did the first two, I think.
yeah, the first two. But he's got a sort of reputation for more sort of like family films, seasonal comedy, stuff like that. As it kind of got a bit darker and things like that. But I just think it's quite interesting to see why if there's a change in director, just out of curiosity.
I mean, I think it would have been nice like if it was John Hughes who ended up doing like the third one.
Bit more continuity.
And
Well, I
this is
think,
right in his wheelhouse as well.
yeah.
Yeah, defo.
But what I would say is, sorry, I've just been distracted by it then. I can't remember what I was going to say anyway. It'll come back to me.
Was it snowing? Did they film this in high summer in California? So they had to do lots of fake snow.
Don't know. I could look up. I would have thought so. I always find that funny. It's like the other night, my wife's watching like the Celebrity MasterChef Christmas special,
They filmed it back in
and
June.
it's like they're walking down a sunny road, and then
Yeah,
in bursts the Italian who won it last year, going, "I love Christmas." And it's like,
it's
yeah, yeah,
like when they filmed the Christmas House of Games. I think they made it in like June, July,
yeah.
that sort of time.
Principal photography began on March the 27th.
Oh, there we go. So it might still
Filming
have been a
wrapped
bit
on
snowy.
June the 30th.
Well, no, the snow would have been
And
melted
it
by
was
then.
Summit City, Colorado. Footage shot in Silverthorne, Becca Ridge, and Frisco. I'm assuming he means San Francisco. No, Frisco,
Frisco.
Colorado town. They filmed a lot of it in there, and then they went into the studio stuff in
Yeah, Colorado,
Burbank,
obviously quite
California.
mountainous, Colorado.
So all of the street stuff, including in the house, is soundstage Burbank, and all of the sort of other location stuff is elsewhere. Is all of these locations, most of them Colorado, and that may have been a temperature consideration, or it could have been a tax break consideration because we know different states offer different things at different times. Oh, Holiday Road is not in this film. I forgot that.
Oh, there we go.
And
Yeah, it's one of the.
I
There we
didn't
go.
know who wrote Holiday Road. I've just found out.
Who was it?
Lindsay Buckingham
Oh, really?
from Fleetwood Mac.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God! How about that?
I didn't know that. I never knew that, and I've known that film
Fun
about 40
fact,
years.
folks.
Because I saw it
Oh.
when it came out on home video, maybe it was a year or so old. I probably saw it about the same year as European Vacation came out. So I saw it. Yeah, so I've known these films 40 years and I didn't know it was Lindsay Buckingham.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's probably one of those things where you just never thought to look it up after, like,
No, and once you know, you can probably hear it in the voice. Because if you go and listen to Go Your Own Way or something, it's not wildly
mm,
different as a voice, is it? So yeah,
mm.
yeah, I can sort of hear it now. Yeah, you're supposed to think he's a bit of a bad guy, this neighbor, and the reason is his hair's slicked back and dark.
Oh,
It's shorthand like smoking is.
It's that yuppie kind of like stuck up, probably like,
Arrogant yuppie thinks he's better looking than he is sort of
but
attitude. Yeah.
yeah.
250 sound, yeah. 150 sound, so 25,000 lights. Now, I always remembered that figure as 46,000. I don't know why, but I always knew it was an hideous number of lights he ends up with on this house.
The things though, it doesn't look good, even though like it's just a load of lights. Do you know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's trying to do something special, but
mm.
of course he's had a nightmare doing it. I've got a feeling from memory it either doesn't work properly or only bits of it work or something like that. I'm about to find out. And
Yeah, I think we
yeah,
find out later on. But
I think this is one of my issues with the film, actually. Like I said, don't hate it, never hated it, but it's very slow to get going. We're like nearly
mm.
half an hour in now, and it just takes ages to get going. And quite often you get a very long build up to a joke. That build up to the lights reveal there took quite a long time for what is quite a lame payoff. It doesn't work. All right.
That's quite a John Hughes thing, isn't it? Sort of like build up and then like you build something up, then you go like, oh,
Yeah, it is.
or you have something that's quite sort of sweet, and then you kind of like we'll see later on when he's in the attic. There's a little bit of this sentimental like moment, and it it sort of just gets undercut by something by something else
I
completely.
know. As I say, I remember one bit that I thought was sweet, if I've remembered it correctly, and I think it's related to these lights. I remember one bit that I thought was predictable but funny, and you'll see it coming a mile away. And then there was one bit I just wasn't expecting, and it's related to the conversation I was just having about him in inventing an oil earlier.
Oh, Now I can empathise with Clark here when it's like, where it's just nagging you, like, what is it?
And are consistent with all of these films. I guess you can't say European Vacation because they literally won a game show, but certainly through this one and the first one, he works so hard to do this right. It's that
Mm.
tonal inconsistency you mentioned, Chris. Like the better side of his nature is just so anything for my family, even if it costs me more money than I can really afford, and I throw endless amounts of time at it.
And yeah, I'll fantasize about this one.
But yeah, if Christy Turlington drives past, I'm knocking one out. No, not Christy Turlington. That's a Freudian slip because I am attracted to her. Christy Brinkley, uh, Billy Joel's soon-to-be ex-wife at the time. In fact, the one Uptown Girl was written for.
Is correct me if I'm wrong. Is Vacation the one where, a, like, the attractive woman's driving in a fast car and she's
Yeah,
flirting,
that's Christy Brinkley at the height of a model fame.
and a lorry just crashes in without anyone seeing, and
No,
he
I got a feeling if what crashes into her.
yeah, and then like no
I
no
think
no,
I think from what I just read a minute ago, that's the sort of reboot remake sequel with Ed
that might be
Helms.
that, yeah, that
Because the
might be
first
it.
one she survives, and he keeps seeing her go. But in the thing, he just keeps seeing her on the road because they're driving across to Wally World, and he keeps seeing her, and she keeps smiling at him and make faces. If you want to think about how the body language of it looks, Becca, think of the girl in the pre-title at the start of Octopussy. Yeah, driving
Oh
the
right,
car and
okay,
looking
yeah.
at it's
I see
that
what you
sort of
mean.
thing. And he keeps looking at her and making faces, and quite often, because they're driving countless hours a day, everyone else is asleep in the car. So he's getting away with sort of flirting with her a bit.
Oh God. Oh, like that. I
Like,
see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And they
Oh,
just keep
bit
running
bit
into each
pervy.
other, and then at some point, predictably, he does embarrass himself. And of course, as we can see, his marriage does survive. And from memory, he doesn't cheat in any of the films, but it's not for
No.
occasional want of trying. I don't remember anything like it in European Vacation, but he's definitely got an eye for ladies, but it's only in that film I can remember him trying to cheat.
I think there's like someone trying to woo his wife in that, or there's he's worried that that might happen.
Right.
I
I've not
think,
seen it
or
for
I
a
think
long
it's
time. So is this the Aunt Bethany character, whatever she's called? Basically, if it's her, it could have been an older character, I'm not sure. But anyway, if it is her, she's the voice of Betty Boop and Olive Oil back
Didn't
to
know
the
that.
30s. Yeah.
yes, no, she's the one in Raymond.
No, it's not her then. Sorry, I'm mistaken. I think it's the older one. You're going to see
Ah.
Aunt Bethany or something in a minute.
Yes, because she's the older one, isn't? Yeah,
It's the older one.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that one you're pointing to there is Doris
See,
Roberts.
what arsehole in-laws? I mean, just lock him in, and they don't even bother to like.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's really bad, isn't it? Oh my God.
I have to eat so I can take my pill. It's like, all right, but can we not just see where he is? Like,
Yeah, find out where he is first of all. Hold on a minute.
This is before the Sideshow Bob Rig joke.
of course,
I
yeah.
was gonna say, yeah, I wonder if that's where
Mm.
it comes from.
I've never thought of that before. It's possible.
Because it's around that. I mean, Simpsons was kind of 89, wasn't it? Obviously, late
Well,
80s, early
Simpsons
90s.
started in '89, and
89, yeah. But then Sideshow
I
Bob
don't think it
didn't.
was first season anyway. Yeah.
No, Bob was a bit of a later addition.
This was before. I think he came in the second series
Yeah,
where he was framed for murder. Rusty was.
but I'm sure there's got to be, there's got to be elements of this. Obviously, you had sort of like the, oh God, Flintstones, honeymooners. I want to say, um, and that kind of. There's going to be sort of a home.
You're talking about TV history. Yeah, yeah. The Honeymooners was. I can picture it. I know he was in it, and I can't remember what year. I can't remember if it was '50s or '60s. The
That sort of
Honeymooners.
dysfunctional family kind of style.
Yeah. Well,
But I'm sure, like
Fred was
obviously,
based on that. Fred Flintstone was based on that.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure like Simpsons kind of draw on this as well, or is that kind of it, or any sort of dysfunctional family
Yeah.
drawn from National Lampoon for sure.
I sort of wryly smiled at that, but as I say, none of it's like a home run laugh. It's kind of, it's a bit like watching some of the Johnny English sequels, where you'll see a
Oh,
joke and you can see what they're going for, and it's wryly amusing in its way, but it's not that brilliant.
it's not hilarious.
Mm. But there are funny bits in this we're getting to. We've found some old films there. I wonder if he's got the red hot wife from the second film. So cine film. Don't know how far back this goes. Of course, I can't hear the sound. I can only read the subtitles, so I don't know if
Yeah.
that's coming off whatever he's watching or that's his voiceover. Because cine film didn't tend to have. I don't think these
I,
setups had
I,
sound, but
I,
I might be wrong.
I think it's just like there's a song playing like in like on the
Oh,
soundtrack.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
So it's just like because he's going through like old memories of like old
This will
previous
be from
Christmas.
his. This will be from
Mm.
his childhood, yeah. And a young Chrissy Brinkley coming past in a toy Ferrari.
Oh my God.
That's Dyad Lad,
It's quite star-studded, this one, isn't it?
reasonably. E.G. Marshall, I knew as well. I'm
Mm.
trying to think what I know him best for. He was in 12 Angry
Yeah,
Man, was
I'll
that,
say
wasn't
it's
he?
probably
that's it.
famous for all 12 Angry Men.
We'll see them later on. That's the uncut. That's the
And he was the president in Superman 2.
Of course he was. Of
I
course he
found 12
was.
Angry Men by myself, but or I thought of that by myself, but I'd just gone to his page, Superman 2. Looks
Yeah.
after the fake one gets called out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Diane Ladd died really recently. She died last month at the time of recording.
that's what he said.
And I know it sounds obvious, but I didn't know till recently. It's Laura Dern's mum. I never knew that. I really didn't. I don't know why I didn't know that, but yeah. Bruce Dern's Laura's dad, and she's the mum.
no, no so bit of sentimentality, and then like boom.
Even the way they dressed. I mean, they've obviously just had some workout, but Jesus. Chronic hypoxic respiratory failure complicated by idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. So Diane Ladd died of the same thing as Keith Chegwin.
God, I've just been. You just remind me that Keith Jagwin died. Like,
I know. It's funny how the best thing he ever did was a cameo in Extras, when he can't get through the door and my sister buried me today and all that.
so it's not Naked Jungle then.
I don't think I watched that. It was Channel. I'm not even sure I've ever watched Channel 5. I think I might have seen 10 minutes of Fort Boyard at some point with Dirty Den and Melissa Messenger, the girl for the Thrillennium. Yeah, he was about
Oh no,
55
Melinda
now.
Messenger. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things like they've Channel 5 has tried to evolve over the years, but I don't know if it ever really has. So, I mean, it probably
It
has, but
launched as a fifth channel, right?
with the Spice
Just
Girls.
right before virtually everyone had multi-channel TV and HBO were like set up or became popularized like the following year with Sex and the City and stuff.
Mm.
So like it launched, it couldn't be played on everyone's TVs back then. It was missing like several percent of the country's TV sets. There was nothing on it worth watching, and terrestrial TV was just starting to become not what everyone did. So it never gained a critical mass at all, I don't think. I'm amazed it's still there. I couldn't name you any shows on it other than I know what was the original version of Top Gear, went over there and became Fifth Gear. That's the only thing I know. Oh, and they had a soap, didn't they, years ago called Family Affairs,
Yeah,
but I never watched it.
I did back in the day.
Did you know?
Yeah, not that it was any good. It just at the time we just watched any old crap, because
Yeah, what's on? Oh, so just
They didn't have very many other channels to choose from.
God, imagine that being back like that now. I was bored so often. If there was
we
shit all
had,
on
had
telly.
had no Netflix or anything like that. It was
No,
just
it was
No,
back in the
but it
days
was
before
like I
streaming.
don't even need instant gratification now. I just don't get that bored full stop. But I think some of it is I know there's something to do or watch or listen to if I wanted. And I've always got my headphones in anyway, so I'm always playing something, be it a podcast or whatever. And I just remember when I was a kid, if I wasn't in the mood to read a book, say, and there was nothing on TV, I didn't know what to do with myself. Say the weather wasn't good. And I've never really been like that as an adult, because certainly since I was about 23, 24, the world has just been a lot more entertaining. When people talk about the good old days, they're largely talking shit because it was boring as fuck.
Oh, I think it's all relative though.
Oh yeah, well I didn't know any different to be fair, but yeah.
I think you
But
kind
yeah,
of
I
like
don't know if I've not kind of been that bored. Like there's always like a book to read, or
I,
friends to talk to, that sort of thing. Or
I think if we like found ourselves like in the 90s now, we'd be a bit lost. But like, what do you mean I can't
What the
just like
fuck do we
what
do with
what
ourselves
do we
now?
do? What the hell?
what do you
I'm
mean?
just going to order. Oh, nothing at all.
Well,
You know?
I have to go out like what
I have to
contactless
go
what
to Blockbuster. I have to choose.
Your car insurance runs out. You got to fucking phone somebody or walk in somewhere.
I know.
If you want to use the internet, you've got to make sure everybody's off the phone. Plug it in.
It sounds shit already.
I know. I don't think the internet has been universally a good thing because I think it's caused a lot of division and problems. But what I'm saying is that people talk about the good old days, and I just remember large swathes of my childhood as an only child being really quite bored. Not traumatized by it in any way, but just bored. And as an adult, I can't think
Did
of
you
the
have no
last time I
friends to
was
play
bored.
with? Didn't have a book to read?
Well, when I went to secondary school, I remember talking to Chris about this on a podcast years ago. I went to a selective school, so I had to bus to school, so very few from my school at secondary age lived anywhere near me.
Oh, it's a shame. I'm sorry.
So Diane Ladd, she didn't age. Well, she did, but she didn't, if you know what I mean. She
She
hit
You
aged
look
like
the
well.
late,
same.
she got to late middle age and sort of stayed there.
I think this comment by the father-in-law is kind of there's an element of truth to that, but I think we all kind of
What did he
uh,
say? Sorry.
he, they'll all congratulate him with like, oh, what a good job, and he's like, there's he just points out like one tiny little flaw,
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, it's like you can't just
And the thing is,
say,
we've all had experiences like that with
yeah.
parents, even good parents, because they learn by trial and error as well. And they realized it probably wasn't good to critique you at something you were trying your best at and stuff. But I remember him as the president, and I can see it. The other one, it looks like an even more aged Alan Arkin.
Mm,
It's not, but yeah. And there's Randy Quaid,
yeah.
looking like Harry Enfield doing an impression of Randy Quaid. But yeah,
It does a little bit look a bit like that.
it's funny because he plays a bit nuts in these films, and Randy Quaid arguably has gone nuts. But you see him in the first film and that, and yeah, it's There's often a joke with like dogs or animals in these
Mm.
films. He ties one up to the car in the first one and then drives off forgetting it's there. And you never see it again. He just finds the lead afterwards. There's no visible cruelty in it.
Oh God. Yeah, if there's an animal, I'm always kind of like, hey, is the dog going to die? Is it going to get harmed in a way? Or oh my God.
This one, a
Well,
cat gets
yeah.
lectured.
But the point is, Becca, in universe, in the first film, a dog died. But you didn't see anything, and no dog really died, so I won't
No,
worry about it.
it
And
happened off screen.
there's no depiction of cruelty.
No,
It's just literally they tie a dog to the car. We get a couple more scenes.
and then forget
They
it's
get
there.
in the car, and then later it's like shit, and then the lead's just hanging off the back.
yeah, Randy Craig has a line or has a moment in this that always kind of makes me a little. It made me laugh the first time I saw it. It always makes me sort of like smirk a little bit.
I don't remember that bit you're referring to because I don't remember that much of this film. Is it something he says that's funny? Is it?
Yeah, it's just an offbeat comment that the
Yeah.
guy like that Clark makes about hey, it comes up a bit later, like a bit later on, but he mentions like he's trying to like, get the kids excited because it's
Right.
Christmas Eve, and he goes like,
Yeah.
hey, the guys and the weather stations have picked up an object, sort of like hinting that it's actually Santa on his way, and he goes like, serious, Clark?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah,
Really,
because
Clark?
he is really not bright at all,
Yeah.
and he might be finding that out. Like, really? Okay. I thought it weren't real, but if you say so.
And Chevy Chase looks and goes like, yeah. Yeah, the one playing the wife who is the sister of uh Clark's wife is
Yeah.
the one who does Taz and all the sort of lots of um voices for
Oh, she's the
cartoons and
voice
stuff.
actress. Oh,
May
okay.
Questel's the one you're saying. Yeah,
Oh.
she
Yeah.
was Betty Boop and all the rest of it. Yeah.
Well, did she play Betty Boot? I know the
Betty Boop and Olive Oil. Yeah.
hang on, let me just,
How
no
about that?
no. That's
No.
no
May
Miriam Flynn.
Questel, that is. Oh, okay. So what did Miriam Flynn record? Sorry.
No, hang on, let me just double check which one is. I get so many names in this. Um,
Yeah, and they've all got like vintage careers behind them doing flavors of similar things,
yeah.
so it's easy to get them mixed up.
Miriam Flynn, there we go. American voice actor, especially ladies, Cousin Catherine in National Lampoon's Vacation. Grandma Longneck in Land Before Time.
Yeah, it's Miriam Flynn. Yeah,
Let's
Miriam
see what
Flynn.
else.
Yes, she did Taz. Taz
Taz
is
Girl
one,
Taz.
but also amongst other things.
Tasmania. Oh,
She
Ben
did
10. She
Babe.
was in
She
Ben
did
10.
Babe. She did the voice in Babe.
Probably Babe, yeah, definitely.
Right.
Oh, she's in Evolution. I remember that. That was a funny film. Um, it's probably a bit too old by the time Ben 10 came along. Oh, that's fun, folks.
That's fun, folks.
Apologies if I am a little bit quiet through this. I never seen this film, so
No,
Just
it's
trying
all
to
right.
take it in as well.
I'm trying to watch it as much as I can.
No, notice the Wally World cups there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
pardon me. Yeah, was that sort of as a bit of a parody of like Disney or something? Really, wasn't it? It was kind of like
Yeah,
their
it's
own
like
version.
is it a moose or like a
Yeah, it is a moose,
Was
the
it
Wally
Moose?
World logo.
Elk, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the Beverly Hills Cop movie. It's kind of Disney, but kind of not.
I may be misremembering this, but I think the tour guide in the first film is John Candy.
Probably, you're probably right. Oh my God, let's have a look.
He plays quite a yeah, it's John Candy, I think.
that line cracks me up. Try me a little lower, leave his head.
There are some kind of good lines, but I think a lot of it's in the delivery, isn't there? I think.
Yeah.
It's not quite sort of like laugh out loud.
Well, that's the issue with this film.
Excuse me.
I'm not slagging it off because I know it's beloved, but it's beloved of a certain generation. Bear in mind, I was 13 when it came out. So a lot of my contemporaries are very nostalgic for this film. And I only think it's all right compared to the others, or a couple of the others anyway. Although I don't know how well they've dated now, but there are a couple of really funny bits coming in this. We'll see it in a minute. I think he gets, yeah, his bonus goes to shit.
Would you say? Because I think I was sort of relatively young when this film came up. Um, is it like an underrated Christmas comedy? I mean, would you rank it up there with kind of like
It
the
came
Home
out,
Alones and?
it wasn't. It was seen as a lesser entry when it came out, but I think, like I may have said, I can't remember if I said it before we recorded or on the recording, but I think when it's a Christmas film and it's part of a recognizable series as well. It's got yearly sort of, or at least every other year, re sort of screening potential. So it gets shown a lot more than the original, the first two. And like I say, I was very much a child when the first two came out, but I was like into my teen years by the time this came out. So there's a generation around me, many of whom are still writing about film and stuff, for whom this film is very nostalgic for them.
Mm.
And that's not to say it's objectively bad or not, but I think it has to be sort of viewed through that lens.
Yeah, it's definitely partly down to like that being it's set at Christmas, so it's something that you tend to watch around Christmas. Definitely helps it,
Yeah, you could just put it on every year as well, can't you?
but it's also that it's not also well, and I'm not I'm not like don't mean to faint praise here, but it's not awful either. So
No, it's not. It's very, very watchable film.
yeah, exactly. So you can easily put it on. So that's why it becomes a bit of a classic. It's like it's enjoyable, easy watch.
If you are easy watching it, as in you know it pretty well, so it's almost like a comfort food film. It's
Mm,
something you like having on every year. You know, how much attention do we pay to those films? But also, like I say, there's a couple of bits in this film where if you're watching it with someone for the first time or you're chatting as well, you might just stop to go, "Oh, this bit's really funny."
mm. So is this the one of the bits that you're talking about, Dave?
Yeah,
This,
he's gone, right? He's just said something like it's 200 times more slippery than oil or something. I
Ah,
didn't see it. I didn't see what
this
he
is what you
said,
mean, right?
but just watch this now. It's ridiculous. It's just so slippery that he's going at an insane speed.
now watching this, they don't get any sort of on a Magic Service vibes. Where it's like,
Yeah, it's got to be, surely.
But yeah, it's just the way he takes off. It's actually got less funny by this bit. It's just the visual of you think, oh, he's going to go a bit fast, isn't he? Because he's just boasted about,
yeah,
and it literally like caused flames.
it literally just goes like a rocket. Yeah, like
Yeah. Now, of course, it's just going at a reasonably normal speed, but he can't stop.
Yeah, definitely Majesty's vibes for sure.
So that was the bit I remember being funny anyway, and laughing at.
Right.
There's a couple of bits with, I think, the tree later that was funny. And aside from that, I was never that blown away by it. As I say, I don't know how good any of them are now. I never saw Vegas Vacation, but obviously I know the first three. Um, and I remember really, really liking them. I suspect if I watched them now, the first one's the only truly good one.
that serves a model of the police wants to put in.
Yeah. Do you need to build a little model of it? I don't even know what he does for a living, to be honest.
Apparently, he's in a company that does preservatives
Right.
for like
Okay.
so that's why he's like lots of food in the background. Like
Didn't know that.
oh, fun fact, Becca, there you are.
There we go. Fun fact. I'm being fully facted tonight. It's quite
But
refreshing to be on the other end of a film that I don't know anything
There's
about.
some very large pears there, so that's your fruity corner.
That's it.
that's fruit, folks,
Guys, we are back with the fun facts with the fruity corner. We are back with a bang.
with Becca's fishy crevice.
Oh God.
I beg your pardon.
The less about that, the better. Thank you very much.
He came up in an episode.
Dave's sweaty side boob.
Yeah, that's
Not that
just
you,
me.
not that you don't have any side boobs, Dave, and you're not
It's
sweaty
just
at all.
me. Right, who's he perving at now?
Smash that boo.
Oh, he's
Right.
imagining, isn't he? I was going to say it's quite sunny for December there, isn't it? Okay, he's imagining.
It's amazing how it looks like nothing but my summer.
Isn't it amazing how Chicago looks in no way like Southern
Southern
California?
California. Yeah, right there.
But there's too much of this in this film. It's not got a great running time anyway.
I say it's quite stacked. They pack a lot in, considering it's like what, an
Yeah, they
hour and
do.
a
I'm
half,
just
90
going to
minutes.
look
They
up the
pack a lot
first one.
in. So always amazing that like, those 90s movies are quite swift, but they do whip along really quickly. I was
Yeah.
like, no, you can have a 3 hour movie and it'll be like, oh my god.
Oh, that's what I was telling you about European Vacation. But I was absolutely, it was quite clear that I'm the wrong age and not everyone's seen everything I've seen because and he's about to see everything. Um, but of course, when I was at Stonehenge last year, no, earlier this year when I came to see you, Becca,
When you came to
afterwards.
visit me, hello.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Um,
Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
we went to Stone. Well, you probably said that when we arrived. But
Hello.
we went to Stonehenge, and I remember someone saying to me, "Why is it all roped off?" And I said, "Well, that's the fault of the Griswolds. They knocked all this over in 1985." And
So
it
now I'll
is
be
a
able to go
joke.
back and watch that film, and then there we are.
It's a, yeah, it's a joke from European Vacation. They go up to it and screw something up with the car.
Of course, recently, yeah, we did have the winter solstice, so that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I recommend a visit to Stonehenge?
Somebody asked me, and I said it loud. Or no, I think it may have been an American said it, or somebody younger said, "Why is it roped off?" It certainly wasn't Joanna. And I went, and I said that, and they looked at me like I was mental. Like, what on earth are you talking about? This thing's never been
They
knocked
probably
over.
didn't get
And
that reference.
who the hell are the Griswolds? And I'm thinking, yeah, I am knocking on a bit now.
That's quite an old reference.
It is really. So the first one got an R rating, the second one didn't. But then that's very
Oh,
80s films because there is toplessness in it at one point, but it's mid 80s where they just go, ah, I'll just
It's
do
a bit
it.
more Animal House and Meatballs, isn't it? Kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I
It
suppose if you,
is.
yeah, you got that more kind of that more SNL influence, that kind of act. I wonder how like it'd be interesting because I don't know very much. I'm just sort of learning very much about like BBFC and stuff like that, and MPA and stuff like that as well. Because obviously, well, the BBFC claim to be led by us, by the audience. Obviously, over the years that's been a bit different, but yeah, I wonder if there's kind of obviously you have seen kind of more permissiveness. As also you want to avoid an
The
NC-17.
80s was weird though. You did have like nudity in PG films.
Yeah, there was well, Mary Whitehouse and all that sort of stuff. There was also a lot of
Yeah, but this is more the American standards, which is weird because they're funny about nudity. But anyway, the point
yeah.
is, I was surprised to hear the second one didn't get an R, but it's very obvious this one isn't.
So if you want to get bums on seats, you don't want to give it a hard R, do you?
No, it wouldn't have been a hard R,
Well, not
but
hard
it was
R.
very much
NC-17 certainly.
the cast of the wrong profile in terms of age, but comedy-wise, the first one is exactly what just Chris said, and a bit frat pack as well in some of its humor.
speaking of the
Sorry, not frat pack, brat pack. Frat
Rat
pack
Pack.
was usually the brat pack, yeah.
speaking of the BBFC, do you know who the president is currently?
Yes,
Yeah,
Natasha
Tashka
Kaplinsky.
Kaplinsky.
Yeah,
Bizarre,
I
but
know.
doing all right, I think.
The first winner of Strictly Come
I know,
Dancing.
yeah. When that happened, I had a message from my friend Mark, and he was like, "Did she used to be the newsreader?" I was like, "Yes, she did." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she
that
was
same one, the
poached
same
by the
person."
BBC. She did the reverse of Kirsty Young in that she was on
She
the BBC
did,
for a few years and went to Channel 5 afterwards,
yeah,
having
and she's
mentioned
done it
Channel 5
backwards.
earlier. And I'm sat watching a film a few months ago, maybe a year ago, and her name comes up on the card for the
Yeah, like hold on
BBFC
a
card
minute.
at the top. And I go, Natasha Kaplinsky, and I sort of looked it up because you've got about 15 seconds before the film starts, and I literally just quickly typed it in. I was like, yeah, it is her, and then
It
just
is
put
the
the
same
phone away.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite the career move. So
I mean, it's a non-exec role anyway if she's like chair, but um, it's an odd one. I'm not quite sure how that comes about. She's not even
You,
linked to film in any way.
you,
For
yeah,
years, it was James Furman. He was the last of the really. censorious ones.
Yeah, he was quite strict, wasn't he? I think so.
Mm.
I think we went through a kind of period where it was kind of more like, I know what's best for you, and quite patrician in its outlook, really.
Yeah.
And then probably since mid, yeah,
Well,
so,
he was
well,
the one who,
after
you know,
Furman.
you couldn't see Reservoir Dogs at home for 3 years, which was
No,
ridiculous. Natural Born Killers got a ban.
bloody
And it
hell.
was just like, this is 30 years ago, not 80 years ago. The
No.
world wasn't that different from now
I think
in
that's
terms of what you
partly
expect.
why, certainly in the UK, like Tarantino had the reputation that he did. Certainly over here,
Yeah, but it was so silly. And we
it was a
talked
bit,
about that. If
yeah, a
any,
bit unnecessary.
we talked a lot about his reputation when we did our Reservoir. I don't want to go into him particularly now, but if you go back to when we did Reservoir Dogs,
Yeah, we
we
discussed it
talked
quite a bit,
about
don't we?
we talk about the huge gap between his reputation and what he's actually doing. Um, but yeah, so this is in this weird mini era before that happened. This is like a year or two after RoboCop, which was insanely violent, really. It wouldn't be made like that now. It just wouldn't.
Also, just to go back on a bit of a Bond connection with the BBFC. So, one of the directors, his name was John Trevelyan,
Oh,
which
okay.
which
As in
was
Alec
renamed,
Trevelyan, yeah.
yeah, which may or may not be a nod, as in like kind of like you name one of your villains Trevelyan because they were one of the censors, maybe like sort of maybe during their tenure of being like having these like spy thrillers with lots of violence might have been a bit of a
Yeah,
so yeah, you do wonder whether like, oh, I wonder if that's a little bit of a dig.
possibly. Long before, well, both of them as men have strange reputations. Chevy Chase lasted a season on Saturday Night Live, and very few of his co-stars have a good word to say about him. He didn't get very far through Community because of things there. That was the first I ever heard of some of how he can behave. It can be quite bullying as well. But Randy Quaid's obviously got a reputation as a bit nuts now. But I must admit, I never really enjoyed his screen presence anyway, Randy Quaid. I'm
he's
always
he,
happiest the
he,
bits where like he's not in it.
he's kind of varied because he's done serious roles.
He
Like he's
has. I'm talking about this
yeah.
really, to be fair, more than anything else. I mean, he was.
Is it just kind of like he's just kind of a bit of a gross character maybe? Like think maybe
Yeah, I
he just
think so. I just think he makes my flesh crawl a little bit. But yeah, he was in some really good stuff in the 70s.
well,
It,
my,
it,
my
it,
my my first exposure was Independence Day of all things.
yeah, which I've not seen many times. I never liked it, and I've not gone back to it at all. I remember laughing my ass off at how dumb it was.
Mhm.
But I mean, in the similar vein, he was in Days of Thunder. Mm. There's nothing wrong with dumb films. I like the Fast franchise, but Independence Day kind of insulted my intelligence because it thought it was smarter than it was, and that's Roman Emmerich all over. But no, yeah, 1994, he was in The Paper, the Michael Douglas film. So yeah, he's done plenty. Um, but then yeah, you get to like the early 2000s or mid 2000s, um, and he suddenly starts getting arrested for credit card fraud and going on the run in different places and then claiming they're being bugged or followed or whatever. Just really strange. Then they go to like Canada and go for like asylum because they think like the Americans are going to kill them, which, not very likely back then. Um, so yeah, he's just went a little strange. That's all.
I think this is your Betty Boop.
Yeah, I can hear her voice just
Mm.
by seeing her mouth move. Ellen, are you still dating Clark? They've got two kids together and they've been married about 15 years.
So I think they're fully on Christmas Eve now.
Yeah. It's so funny that Randy Quaid and Dennis Quaid are like brothers, though. They just give off such a different energy, even though they've both done serious stuff,
Mm.
obviously.
Yeah, you do wonder how like the family dynamics. Like you wonder if do they still talk to each other? Do they still they must do in some way, but then maybe not. I don't know. It's
Well, they've been invited, but obviously there's some dementia on that one.
mm,
And there's always like not family of family, but like I don't know. There's probably a brother or a cousin you really want, and it's do you mind if we bring mother? And maybe you don't see them very often
yeah,
because, maybe they're only borderline well enough to be out in the world. She's clearly got dementia.
yes. Sometimes it's like it's you feel like it's family duty, isn't it? It's a yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, if you go and watch European Vacation, I can't remember if he's in European Vacation, but Cousin Eddie's definitely in the first one. And it's like a small part of the film because they're traveling, they're on the way
Mm,
places. There's some jokes in the first place they get to, and then they're sort of in the countryside on the way somewhere else, and something else happens, and then Christy Brinkley goes by, and that sets up something else. So Dennis Quaid, sorry, Randy Quaid is a lot more marginalized in that film. There's too much of him in this. Yeah, Aunt Bethany's 80th birthday, and the actress was about that. She died a few years afterwards. I think she lived to about 89, something like that. Can we say Grace? Grace passed away. That's quite lazy humor, really, but all right.
we're gonna sort of about to see the way that the most inedible turkeys on screen.
Yeah, and I think they've done some. I haven't seen it for a while, but I think they've done some sort of stop motion on it. You'll see what we mean in a minute. They may not have done. They may have just put something in it, but it's either been speeded up or they've done some sort of stop motion on it. You'll see what I mean in a minute.
It reminds me of like the egg opening up an alien or something like this.
Yeah, it does. Sorry, it's not scary or anything, Becca. It's just weird. I don't know what they've done to it. I can't remember why it's so bad. If the turkey tastes half as good as it looks, well, it doesn't. And Eddie's wife's done it. Okay, that makes sense. Save the neck for me. Here you go. You see what I mean? That had to be
Mm.
stop motion or something. Why are you crying? Told you to put it. We put it in too early, but it's not actually burnt as such. It's just I don't know. It's cooked from the inside out. It only half works as a joke.
Mm. Oh, here's Heartline. Heartline's funny. How are you enjoying it, Becca? First time watching.
She's muted. Becca, you're muted. All right, she's gone somewhere. Go on. Anyway, carry on.
I know it's okay. It's just getting everyone's reaction of eating, which is kind of like a
Yeah,
character moment, isn't it? Really,
yeah, it is. This. Oh, the cat. Yeah, I remember this.
like American
Oh no, is this
Chris.
where the cat gets zapped?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah,
Arr.
it's getting there. What were you going to say? American what?
Like
Chris?
American like sort of Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving, it always just looks so different in comparison to like um ours, which is like your traditional roast dinner.
Films portray it as a lot more formal in its way. Again, I'm not saying this is remotely what Thanksgiving is like for the average sort of American listener to this, but I'm just talking about the films. They're always fairly oversized affairs, and they're always somewhat formal. The shirts and ties and that.
Mm.
Um, it always looks a little bit uncomfortable, like half of them don't really want to be there. And yeah, our Christmas dinners we're already half drunk by the time we eat it, so not all of us by any means, but I mean Christmas. By the time dinner comes along, you're probably picked away at various bits of food and had a couple of drinks. There's just not the same formality here in general to the way this is presented. That I'm not suggesting this is
Mm.
accurate. I'm saying just the way it's presented.
It's like, yeah, because we don't really do yams or anything like that. We like, I don't know.
No, they look all right, but I don't. Yeah, we don't have them here now.
It's like, and they've got like jelly on the table. It's like sort of with the, which
Right. Stogie, that's relevant. It's his cigar he's on about.
Mm.
So the lights have just gone off or about to go off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were right with Looney Tunes because I'm thinking of Shot coming up in a minute. That reminds you of when like Wile E. Coyote's
Mm.
bomb goes off in his face,
Mm.
that sort of thing. It just does have a bit of that about it.
And here's the one piece of animal cruelty in this film,
Yeah.
where a cat gets zapped.
Too many plugs in one outlet. And there's the yeah.
Mm. So coming up, there's a bit involving like a squirrel, and I remember like there's a bit in a film called The Great Outdoors, which basically had the similar sort of thing, which
That's
is
John
also
Candy as well, isn't it? The Great
written by
Outdoors.
John Hughes as well. So I was just
Yeah.
thinking, it's like it
Who
just
else is in it? There's at least
Dan
two of them.
Aykroyd.
It's Dan Aykroyd. Oh, so it's similar cast to Spies Like Us. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Spice I guess was Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd,
Yeah,
wasn't
you're
it?
right. You're right. Sorry, yeah, I'm getting confused between the two things. I was talking about it earlier. The Great Outdoors. I don't think I've seen. I'm not even sure if I've seen it all. But it was one of those films that would be on a weeknight at about 7 or
Mm,
something,
yeah,
on the night that that channel wasn't showing whatever soap it
or
would show.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, but I frequently remember 2 or 3 times in my life. I wouldn't swear it was Monday, but
Mm,
for argument's sake, Monday at 7 p.m., all of the like news, national and regional finishes, and then you got a short film, and then maybe a comedy, like a 90-minute film
yeah,
done in 90 minutes, and then maybe a half-hour comedy, and then back to like 9 o'clock news and that. It was a very popular film for that because it was family friendly and it was short.
mm.
And obviously John Candy was at the height of his popularity. There you go. That's very comedic.
You would just lose your shit over it, wouldn't you? Like,
Yeah. So what's the issue? That was it gas or what? What is causing that fire? That fire. I know it was an overload on the electricity to start with, but it's something to do with him lighting next to it.
I think it's probably a tree. Just generally, like he's just like with lots of like.
Or the decorations on it. He's yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm assuming it's just because of all the sap or whatever. Just I don't know.
Mm, okay. Because it
Maybe I
always
admit.
played it always played in my memory like a gas leak.
Mm.
But I'm wrong, obviously.
There is a gas leak bit coming up though, because it's all
That could be
view.
why. I think I've
Mm.
seen this film about 3 times. For reference, I've probably seen the other two from the first three upwards of 6. In that, like, I saw it a few times as
Mm.
a kid and once or twice as an adult. I was particularly fond of the first one. And of course, it was R-rated. And it comes out on video and I'm about 8 years old. And they're happy to let me watch it. So it felt not a bit naughty, but it was like, If people make rude jokes, they're even funnier when you're a
Mm.
kid. Mm. They took Porky's out of the machine and threw in National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah, it's like you remember Police Academy, like sort of see like the more PG ones when they're on ITV. Then you watch the first one, you go like, oh bloody hell.
Oh, yeah, this is yeah, because they did widen out their appeal over time, didn't they?
Mm.
They told all the same jokes, they just weren't as risque about it.
Yeah.
It was much more doing voices. Hicks, or was she called Hicks? The one who shouts once a film but whispers the rest of the time. That joke every year. The Blue Oyster in most of them. You just basically got the same little, Lassard being a bit almost like he's got dementia or something, Harris being a bully. It was basically the same joke, rinse and repeat. But the first film was an awful lot more playing as an adult comedy, wasn't it?
Mm.
Maybe the second one as well, I can't remember. But certainly by the time you get to three and four and it's back in training and citizens on patrol and stuff,
Well, it's
they're
either
large.
Harris or Mauser, isn't it? Like Mauser was the second one that wasn't Harris.
Which was the one who had Mark Rolfe will know this. You're listening to this, Mark, but it's too late now. Um, I think it's a joke in Mission to, or Assignment Miami Beach where he gets like dork written on his chest in sun cream. That is Harris, I think.
Yeah,
He was the initial one, wasn't he?
yeah.
He's the one I think of with his
He
dopey sidekick.
he's in it the most. I think.
Yeah, he's the one I think of.
I'm trying
Mauser, I
to.
don't even remember.
I think he's in. I think Mauser's the second one, but
Yeah, but that would only be the last one or two because Assignment
yeah.
by Miami Beach is fi film five and they only made seven. And only made seven. Like
Mm,
that's not enough. But the seventh one was 5 years after the sixth anyway, and the sixth was comparatively a flop. I mean, it was doing well through
mm.
about its fifth entry, and that's all Harris.
Uh, but I mean, yeah. So let's go back to the film.
He's just had his shit bonus.
Yeah, which I gotta say, bit irresponsible to sort of like to book in for a pool before.
He's basically at least gone some way to spending it before he's had it.
Yeah.
And then it's not what he was expecting. I can't remember what he was expecting. I can't remember what he got because I weren't looking at the
Mm.
amount. But he's been given a token amount when he was expecting thousands.
I mean, Christ, it's nice to sort of like get thousands as a bonus, though, isn't it? But I don't know if that's more of an American thing.
It depends who you work for and
Mm,
what you're doing. I mean, some sales jobs come with really heavy commission. When I worked, obviously, in the NHS, we're not getting bonuses as such. We're paid okay, but we're not getting bonuses. But some bits of the public sector do. I used to work for Land Registry, which was an arm's length body, but it's civil service. And most years, 20 years ago, I was getting like a four-figure bonus. Not a high four-figure bonus, but a
mm,
four-figure bonus. And everyone did. But then, obviously, when the market crashed in 2008 and we were losing money, obviously we didn't get anything then.
mm.
That was quite cool every year, though. The only other thing we did was what they call a box one. If you got the top rating at your appraisal, you got like £1,000 or something, which I got a couple of times. So there was a couple of years where I got like, maybe 2,500 extra, maybe 15 years ago. But yeah, big bonuses, not so often.
Yeah.
Doesn't the tree come through here now? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a joke you can see coming so far away. And it's none of it's executed where it's that funny. The funniness is the Basil Fawlty of it-ness of it. He's losing his mind now.
Mm. And the gag is these kind of well-off folk are trying to of having these like dead fancy sort of
Mm,
things, or like appliances, and that is just constantly getting like ruined and broken. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, in a way, they are their own movie. There's like a separate film going on where they like got this uptight couple who just want to get by or just want to get on with their own thing, but this widow next door just is
What would have
just
been funny if they wanted to do this X-rated, they could have had the shagging couple from the Fast Show. Season's greetings, and then just Donna Ewing, wasn't it, with the X Page 3 girl with like Charlie Higson.
it's really sad because because obviously I work with um while working in NHS, you work with various different people, and there's plenty of like younger people who like who weren't around back then, and you mention things like fast show, and like they just like no, don't know what that is.
But it is ancient to them. Think
I know,
think back to when you were a kid, something that was 31 years before.
but the thing is that the difference is though, like when we were like a kids, or when we were like
Mm.
we even like there were things that I at least knew the reference of, or at least knew knew about.
Oh, right. Yeah, the turnover is faster now, I would say, in that like people know a little bit of less pop culture history in
Yeah,
general when they're young. But then there's so much more of it. That's why.
it's I think it's because everything's so isolated now. So like
And there's no
everyone,
communal
yeah,
experience.
everyone
So like
everyone likes their own
we're
individual
the last
things.
generation. I didn't have any children, but we are the last generation that can tell our kids, Christ, everyone watched that at the same time. Like the Only Fools and Horses Christmas special,
Yeah,
or we used to watch this on a Friday night. We're the last generation that does that to any did that to any critical
yeah.
mass, and I haven't done it for years myself now. I don't watch like that anymore. But of course, everybody's watching different stuff now. If you went into work and you found everybody that was into drama, they're all watching different stuff. Some people are just watching ITV1, some people are watching whatever's on Sky Atlantic. Then you got Apple, which is producing good
Yeah, we
stuff.
didn't really have that sort. I mean, I suppose there
There's
are
no
some, but like
communal
we didn't have that
experience.
kind of like water cooler moment anymore. I don't think. I think we probably would do, but I think the whole landscape is so fragmented that yeah, we don't really, there isn't
Yeah.
kind of really
Game of Thrones
like
is the last one I can remember where
traitors, maybe
I
traitors
I
or strictly
well
perhaps, but
traitors maybe now, but then I'm not working in an office at the minute, so I don't really know, and I don't know how popular it is, and I've never seen it.
very popular and certainly perhaps maybe strictly, but yeah, there isn't that moment whereby like yeah, but maybe we don't have everybody like watching the same thing. Isn't we
No,
don't really have like appointment television anymore.
no, not at all. And the thing is as well, like I say, I'm not very showy anyway, but I'm just talking about dramas where people go in and there's been a shock death in a show or something like that. I don't think in this country, as venerated as The Sopranos was and still is, I don't think enough people were watching sort of cable TV at the time. Maybe by the time it finished, but not early. But Game of Thrones, I remember going in and like trying to avoid spoilers and people talking about it in the red one. That could be the last one I can think of.
Maybe
Breaking Bad's
maybe
finale
Outlander.
to a degree. No, but not enough people watch it, I don't
No,
think.
it's just one of those things. But yeah, I was just trying to think of any sort of yeah appointment TV sort of water cooler moments
But
really.
obviously, if you go back to when we were kids, I mean, EastEnders is one of our sort of nightly soaps, if you like. So it's not daytime television, it's of an evening, it's prime time. But when we were children, bear in mind this country probably had about just under 60 million people then, and 30 million were watching that, like live. Or not live, it didn't go out live, but when it aired, I mean. For
Very
Only
few
Fools and
TV's
Horses,
episodes went out live.
24 million. You go back to the 70s, you've got shows that are doing 28 million. Why? Because there was only two or three options.
There's only two or three channels, weren't there? So it
It's not things were better, it's things that were more unified. You watched one of two things, and that was it.
was a bit more simplified, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, I had my mother here Christmas Day, and I did go and find the Andrew preview sketch for her.
Oh yes, very nice.
Andre Previn.
But it's like what I said, like originally, like because you didn't have like Netflix and things just
No
easily.
streaming and yeah.
Like sometimes you watch just whatever was on. So even if it was like, you know, like honestly, would I seriously watch Dad's Army? Like
No.
like
I would.
if I no, but yeah, but like
No, I
if
know.
Dad's Army's one of my blind spots. I accept it's fantastic, but I never got on with it.
It's probably like if I had to rank my favorite sitcoms, not that I watch many sitcoms, it'd probably
Mm.
be like Dad's Army, Fawlty
Yeah.
Towers,
I never took to it. I love
Red,
Faulty
Red
Towers. I
Dwarf.
like. I would love
uh,
Steptoe and Son, but the elder Steptoe's too dirty. I can't watch it. It makes my flesh crawl.
I
But
never
it's
saw that
really
all the way
funny.
through.
Anything Ronnie Barker was good.
Yeah, Red Dwarf. I think I would have watched.
Red Dwarf was great.
Red
I
Dwarf,
found
I
that
did
out
Um,
on
watch, even
some.
though like really early on, I was probably a bit too young
uh,
for it at the time.
Hello, though I watched when I was younger.
Oh,
Then
no,
then
no, yeah, definitely,
and
yeah,
and,
another
and
one.
then we watched it as an adult, and I just thought this is
It,
fucking
it's the.
awful.
It is the same episode. It's the same episode every week, and it's one joke
I think it was meant to be terrible,
that
wasn't
this
it? But
balding fat guy is a fanny magnet. That's the one real joke.
and
There are other jokes, like
then
the
wasn't he
policeman who's
like he
trying
had
to
quite a
speak
colourful
French.
private life?
Or Gordon Kay.
I don't know, or
No, I'm
I
not
really don't
aware
know.
of anything like that. I'm aware he was gay, but that's all I'm aware of. I didn't
Uh,
hear of any sort of scandal with him or
it was
anything.
quite funny though. So, but yeah, it was just outrageous accents. But I think that was the point of it though.
I'm amazed it got like 10, 11 years though.
It's hugely popular. Like all the sort of surviving cast and everything now, they do all the cons and they dress up in their original costumes and they'll quite happily pose. Like a friend of mine is a really big fan. Um,
A few of the running jokes are actually okay, but I don't know how it sustained so many episodes. That's all. It
Probably
ran twice.
nostalgia.
It ran twice as long as the war it's satirizing.
Probably because it was the only thing that was on, like
Yeah,
like
Sunday tea time viewing.
like Last of the Summer Wine because
That went on forever. Oh my God.
Last of the summer wine, they seem to go down the hill in a tin bath every week.
Yeah, they did.
They obviously didn't, but it felt like
They
that.
felt like they did.
but then you have shows like The Simpsons, which is still going, but yet like how
Yeah,
can
it's the longest
any
running animated thing now, isn't it?
but how can any
Yeah, not anymore, unfortunately.
but you watch an episode now and you're thinking like you think just put it out of its misery seriously just
No.
like
But then compared like to South Park, which has been going 30 odd years.
Yeah.
I mean that kind of stays fresh. Obviously, that's kind of going into document. It can be could
It's
be
so
documentary now.
reactive. It's so reactive. Whereas you're trying to come up with family scenarios for this family that are now frozen
Yeah,
in
like for
amber.
Simpsons, for example, I don't know. It used to be that episodes would take 9 months to produce.
But we are close to 30 years past its peak.
I know it's
Close to
crazy.
30 years past
I
its
still think
peak.
it's hilarious though. But
I
yeah,
don't have a problem
I
with it
don't.
still being aired because I mean I don't really watch it anyway, and apparently it's got a bit better recently. If people are still watching it, fine. But
Yeah, I don't.
like
Yeah, probably somewhere
it
like in
had
a sort of
8 to
recent.
10 great years, and now it's had like
It's
25.
kind of gone down a little bit, and now it's on the wane.
Yeah.
But yeah, can we name any more modern sitcoms, animated or not? No, wasn't like The Office. Oh,
The last new sitcom that I thought was really, really good was The Inbetweeners, and that's quite a
oh, The
while ago
Inbetweeners.
now.
Yeah,
But
not
that's
not
that
going out. Is
really
that still
means
going?
I've not seen a lot of newer ones because I don't watch scheduled
Gavin and
TV. So
Stacey.
there's
Obviously,
nothing.
that finished recently.
Gavin and Stacey, I thought was all right. It had a really strange mixed reputation, and a lot of people hate it.
I think it's one of those shows, and if you like, if you're a James Corden fan, then you'll love it. If not,
I'm not
meh.
particularly a James Corden fan, but what I will say is obviously he was so young when he wrote that
Yeah,
with her, and it did well. And I thought he's going to end up having some flavour of, not identical to, Ricky Gervais's career, in that he's got creativity and he's all right in front of a camera as well. And I don't even mean whether you like or hate either of them. I just mean trajectory. It's a bit like everyone thought Ronan Keating was going to have George Michael's career and it never happened. It's a bit like that.
no, I never knew about that. I could never
The
imagine that happening.
2010 World Cup, the 2010 World Cup, he's presenting this fucking awful nightly program on like ITV or something.
It's
And I
terrible.
remember thinking then, he is going to shit the bed. Now, admittedly, in success, he got late night in America, so he's done very well. But like,
Yeah, they didn't like him either.
I knew by about 2 or 3 years after he
I
got
didn't like him
famous
either.
that he wasn't going to be what I thought he was going to be. Because he was so young when he did Gavin and
He wasn't
Stacey.
going
I
to be
thought,
that
yeah, he's
big.
going to be so. No, it's not to do with being big. He is big. He wasn't going to be. Again, I'm not saying whether you like it or not, and I'm not calling Gavin and Stacey art, but much like The Office or something, they've come along, stick to their guns, and they've written it exactly the way they wanted to do it. He's created, like or hate him, quite a memorable character as well. And you think there is scope there that he could be quite creative for years. Then he did that god awful show with Gavin's character, Matthew, whatever he's called,
Matthew Horn.
the chat show, not chat show, comedy show, which was dreadful. And then they went and did a film which flopped. And then he turned up on this World Cup show, and I'm like, yeah, you are not what I thought you could be. And
No,
it isn't that I thought I would love his stuff. It's that I thought he would be have longevity and artistic integrity, and he actually has fucking neither.
no. Like I say, nobody. Well, certainly not in America. They're not really big
Well, no, it's
fans
because
here.
he's got a reputation for being a rude bastard to everyone.
No, that's it exactly. Yeah, it's not ideal. So
Oh, he totally looks like Bill Murray now. He's in Groundhog Day as well, isn't he? He's the
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
reads Six
yeah,
More
he
Weeks
is.
of
Yeah.
Winter,
And he
folks.
plays his dad in Scrooge.
He does. Yeah, he's in Scrooge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't, if you see a newer photo of him, like I said earlier, in a still photo, he now looks like more like Bill Murray than he ever used to. But he's pulling expressions there that are Bill.
He could be Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I don't buy is just how he's like, he gets kidnapped from home and he goes like, oh well, well, fine, you can have your bonus then. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like Wally World in the first film. He basically takes somebody hostage, threaten them with what appears to be an offensive weapon. You can't say deadly weapon because it's not, but it appears to be. So he basically it kidnaps and assaults somebody. I'm sure there's a bit of violence. I'm sure he slaps him a couple of times or something. And they do kind of just go, ah, well, you were a bit pissed off, weren't you? Oh, they've raided the. Oh, yeah. I don't think this film does well for being stuck in one location. A lot of the things about vacation that work is the constant move on to the next bit.
mm,
There's a lot of standing round in his house, you know what I mean?
mm.
I'm not slating the film. I know it's really, really popular, but I think it's I don't like it as much as I'd like to like it, knowing that it's a classic of my generation.
Mhm.
I thought that was the Die Hard guy then, the black chauffeur.
Yeah.
I thought it was Al. Only at a glance, if you look at him for more than a second or two, it's
He
not.
played Owls, wasn't like the
But it's
Death of
the
Dial.
but it's the same build, same moustache, and a very similar uniform.
Yeah.
So it could comfortably be the same person at a glance. I'm looking up Hal on Die Hard now. It was
Oh,
Reginald Vell Johnson,
Reginald
and he was
Johnson.
Reginald Vell Johnson, born Reg. I don't know why. I don't know if that's some weird married name where he's mixed up. Known for Carl Winslow, Family Matters, Owl Pal, Die Hard. He was only 36 when that film was released.
It's mind
That's
boggling.
ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, he looked about 3 years. He looked old, but basically he looked older than Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. Put it that way, much older.
No, different guy in this.
I know it's a different guy. I can see it's a different guy, but at a glance, it was
But
the same build,
he
same
was
facial
in
hair.
Police
Same.
Academy 6. He was in Police Academy 6.
I only saw that once. That's the one I told you about where I fell
Yeah.
asleep on my lawn on the way home afterwards.
I,
Yeah.
I I saw that more than a few times because I've had it taped. We watched it a lot of time.
Mm. Again, my critical faculties were mixed at that age. They were getting better. They were getting pretty good. But I just remember when I saw Police Academy 6. Now, that sounds silly when you've had the fifth one and it's been rinse and repeat since the start. But the sixth one was where I thought, yeah, they're out of steam. They're really out of steam. I think because the fifth one went somewhere different,
I've
it,
never
it kind
seen the
of got
last
away
one.
with it.
I've never
I've
seen the
never
last
seen
one.
Mission to Moscow.
No.
I've never seen that. But it was years later. It was 94. I'm right in the middle of my snobbery phase. Um, the film should be art, which didn't last that long. But yeah, joking aside, because I know I've said I'm still in it. I'm not at all. But like, I was
But they
through that
kind of are.
stage. Yes and no, though. I still enjoyed
I'm only
that shit
joking. Don't worry.
sometimes. Well, you could make that argument, but my point is, it's at your worst when you're in your late teens, really, generally speaking. And So there's no way I was going to go and watch Mission Impossible, Mission to Moscow, not Mission Impossible, Mission to Moscow, partly because again 5 years had gone by.
Police Academy, Mission
It
Impossible. Oh
looked a
my God.
bit desperate. It looked like it was meant to be direct to like DVD, and they went, "Oh, sod it, let's show it in theaters." It
Direct to
just looked like
VHS.
that. Yeah. Oh, so there you go. It was Father Christmas all along. And now they're dancing in a ridiculously confined area for such a massive house. Merry Christmas, Sparky. And we finish on a blowjob.
Dear.
No, it just would have been if I'd written it. He's been so stressed through the film. Let him go into the credits relaxed. So yeah, it's such a weird. Chris was so right about the tonal thing of these two, because they are really in love with each other, and that's consistent in all the films. He knows he's lucky to have that family, but then there's all these other weird character traits with it. So there you go. That's the end of the film. Or at least I think it is. Yeah, we're going to credits now.
Because the end.
Well, it did say the end, but then it cut back to him, and I thought, or is it? So yeah, we'll get through the credits and we'll sign off.
Speaking of
folks.
both, you got a dog right there by his crotch. So
yeah, well, yeah, okay. Why are you down there, boy? Yeah, it's just cut off for me, so you need to tell me when the credits are done and we'll sign off. I think all I would just say at the end of this is obviously it's the second recording in a week, so I'm really pleased we've been able to do that. We're not going to do another one in 2026 now. We're recorded on the 27th. It'll be out on the 28th or 29th. It'll be when I get to it, but it'll be this side of New Year. We won't record till after New Year, and we'll be back to Hitchcock. I don't even know where we're up to Hitchcock. Can you remember, Becca?
We've just done Lifeboat. So
I think we're Spellbound is the next one on my list.
All right. Where do I find that one? Is it on Amazon?
I will send a link. I'll see if it's. I think it might be on YouTube. I will investigate.
Excellent.
But I think we're coming into the point now where a lot of them might be streaming, might not be in public domain.
I'm going to sign off now. Merry Christmas from me to all of you. Thank you again for waiting. I know we said that in the Thunderball episodes, but we go into 2026 wanting to do so much more for you. Hope you had a great Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah. Becca, did you enjoy your first watch of Vacation? Or
I did. I shall go back and not go back and watch it. I'm encouraged now to go and watch the other ones. It's a bit of a big blind spot for me. But yeah, I learned a lot from you guys tonight. So yeah, I'm pleased to now finally take this one off my list. I'll definitely go back and check out Vacation and European Vacation and cringe my way through those.
Yes, and also watch out, folks, because I think we'll be returning to Bond book form.
Yes, coming soon.
Because I actually have now read Live and Let Die, so I'm sure whenever these guys feel ready, we'll do that book.
We normally do it between series, but obviously Hitchcock is such a long fragmented series, and we've been away for so long. We
could probably work it in somewhere in between.
What we'll probably, for argument's sake, when Hitchcock sort of turns full time to color, or after say Psycho or the bonus ones, we may just sort of throw one in there, and
we'll throw one in because it's such a big series that we're doing. And prep for Lord of the Rings, which is going to be like epic. It's going to be the big one, folks.
Lord of the Rings. It's only like 6 films.
Yeah, but they're long. They're really long films.
Oh yeah, true.
And both versions, and if you want to read the book as well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could do an episode on the first half of one film.
We could. You think Hitchcock's long? Lord of the Rings. Wowee! Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, no. So that's it. So thank you, folks. Thank you for sticking with us, and Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time with Spellbound. Or was that Becca's slice?
Probably. Thank you so much, everybody, for holding with us. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas, happy holidays. Best wishes for a happy, healthy 2026. Looking forward to getting back on the Hitchcock wagon, and many more film series that will be coming your way.
Good night, folks.
Bye.
Good night.